I love rhythm games. There's something satisfying about clicking buttons to the beat of the song that makes my brain wanna boogie, you know? One of those games that definitely sucked me into the genre would be Crypt of the Necrodancer. It's a grid-based rhythm dungeon crawler where you move around and attack enemies to the beat of the song. The gameplay was difficult like a roguelite, the music was addicting to listen to, and it's the perfect high-stakes challenge that I needed at the time. I love the team that made the game so much that I even played their other Legend of Zelda spin-off game, Cadence of Hyrule. But as much as I love these games, it felt like there was something missing. Sure, they added new DLC within Crypt of the Necrodancer many years later, which added new characters, 8-player multiplayer lobbies, and Hatsune Miku. By the way, I'm top 150 on the Hatsune Miku speedrun leaderboards. Aside from that, it always felt like there was something going on behind the scenes. I guess you could say it smelled a bit funky. So let's kick back, relax, click play, and bust a move. Rift of the Necrodancer is the newest rhythm game in the series with gameplay similar to Guitar Hero, adding a new twist to the formula. They had a couple demos out since 2023 and it finally released as a full game in early January 2025. How gameplay works is that instead of scrolling notes, you have a flurry of enemies heading your way that fight you, each in their own unique ways. Though there aren't too many kinds of enemies, they each have variants. For example, these slimes. The green take 1 hit, blue are 2 hits, and gold are 3. With these variations alone, it can change the way you think, and it also hurt my brain. God, I hate these bats. The controls are pretty simple. Using left, up, and right, these attack in their respective lanes. Hitting down will hit all 3 lanes at the same time. If you're really looking to min-max your score, hitting the down button actually gives you a little bit more points than hitting all 3 buttons at the same time. Lastly, you may have noticed sets of enemies with an electric look to them. If you hit them all consecutively, you'll earn this vibe power. By pressing shift, you'll activate the gauge and double your current multiplier until it runs out. From the moment you start, you'll have access to a range of songs as well as story mode. You can buy them in the shop with the diamonds you earn, or by just progressing in the story. I'm not sure how useful the diamonds are since you'll unlock them automatically in the story. I guess they're for the ones who don't want to do the story. But you never do that. Right? You can also access custom songs created by the community via the Steam Workshop. There isn't much yet, but something tells me some great stuff can come from here.
It's time for the moment you've been waiting for.
Now we're talking.
Preparing the Krabby Patty!
There's also a leaderboard system globally and between friends. Look, I beat my friend's score! Ha! If you're looking for more of a challenge, this game has got you, since they also have optional modifiers you can add. The modifiers range from the golden loot, which acts as an autoplay where you can click when to use your gauge, or coda, where every input has to be perfect, otherwise you'll lose immediately. But if you're looking for another challenge similar to their previous game, Crypt of the Necrodancer, then this game also has that for you as well. Introducing Remix Mode. Enemies are generated to the beat of the song, meaning every time you start up the song, it generates a seed with random enemies unique to you. And you only get 1 shot to beat that seed. Not to show off, but I'm kinda top 50 right now on the leaderboards for some remix songs. Don't look at the leaderboards right now, just take my words, let me have my moment. But it is hectic, it feels uncanny, but it also adds a new kind of replay value to it if you seek an extra challenge. Makes it fun trying to keep up with other players. Though no matter how difficult these songs or challenges may seem, there's also a sense of drive to rise to the top. And I intend to be there on that top daily challenge leaderboard. Rift of the Necrodancer is a spin-off of the first one, where a beloved cast of characters are whisked away from their world through these mysterious rifts and into the modern world. We follow Cadence as she goes around the city closing the rifts that are now summoning monsters in this new world while trying to reunite with her friends. It's charming seeing these characters in a new light. allowing us to learn more about them, their personality, and checking out their new glow up. Oh my gosh, they look so cool and cute, and that's a himbo. So yeah, they're all so awesome. They even cheer you on when you play songs, whether you're absolutely killing it or slowly losing it. It adds some much appreciated flavor to these characters. You can also experience these characters through minigames. The minigames are found in story mode as a refreshing little break from playing songs back to back. A lot of these minigames use the follow and listen formula, or just, here's your cue to click that note gameplay. Let me just say these minigames are so cute. This one shows Dove running a little yoga class, this one is a little burger restaurant, and this one is a himbo photography session. I swear I was never into himbos before I played this game. What do I do with this newfound information? Oh yeah, there's a story. Oh yeah, boss fights. Yeah, there's boss fights. The boss fights come near the end of story chapters, and some of these are pretty challenging. Through medium difficulty, easy does not exist. You'll have icons that help time dodging and attacking the boss. You could also be insane like me and just go into the fight on hard difficulty, removing the dodge icons and leaving you to learn how to dodge on your own to the rhythm of the song. The more you deplete the health of the boss, the more difficult and frantic they get with their attacks, leading you to pay closer attention to the fight. I know I struggled a lot trying to learn on my own, but it was pretty fun learning the patterns of the bosses. Doing a boss fight may seem opposing at first, but I think you should at least give it a shot. I gotta say, the music in the game is just so good. I think the composers did an excellent job in creating the soundtrack, and the fact that my friend won't let me beat their highest score because they love this song says it all. I just think that it's always worth taking a look at composers like the ones in this game and taking a look at the previous work as well. Danny Baranowski is well known within the Necrodancer community on his take for mixing and remixing a variety of genres from Rift of the Necrodancer and Crypt of the Necrodancer. Not only does this stand as his only highlight, as he has also left an impression on players that experience his previous work, in either or both of The Binding of Isaac and Super Meat Boy. Heck, as of writing revisions for the script, they just released an update in Rift for a collab with Super Meat Boy. This makes me suspect we could even get a Binding of Isaac collab too. My only complaint is that he's too good at making music, to where every song he creates is just an automatic favorite. Like, how does he do it? Our next musician would be Jules Conroy, also known as Family Jules, who creates metal music. He has a YouTube channel where he creates metal covers of video game songs. Within Rift, he's created one of my friend's favorite songs, Matriarch, which, in due respect, is just an awesome song in general. Though it isn't too surprising considering that this isn't his first rodeo, as he also composes music for Crypt of the Necrodancer as well. Apparently Danny and Jules are actually buddies, and Jules sent Danny his own rearrangements of all of Zone 1's songs with a metal twist. Then Danny said, hey, let's just have him do all the zones. This then led him to make songs for the hardest main story character, Arya, and I loved every moment of it and looking forward to getting to each new zone because of all these cool metal songs. Alex McCullough is a YouTube creator who does song analysis videos of video game music, breaking down what works well in the songs. He also creates arrangements himself and also composes music for games as well. One of my favorite songs that he's made for Rift would be Brave Bench, which just hits those hard beats, and also reminding me of certain tunes and melodies from Crypt of the Necrodancer as well. I think because of his deep understanding of music, he has a really good grasp on what clicks in a listener's mind, and tries to grab onto that as soon as he can. Aside from that, he's also done some fun stuff with communities as well. How I actually found out about him was because he and 1,000 other singers sung Close in the Distance from FF14, which I thought was a really cool way to show the passion a community could bring together. Next up, we have Josie Breckner. I haven't really heard her name before, as well as the next two composers, but they're all cool in their own way. I adore Josie's music in Rift, one of my favorite songs from the demo being Glass Cages featuring Sarah Hubbard, creating this melodramatic, grandiose jazz kind of song, and it just hits in every single way for me. Another song that I love from here would actually be one of the minigame songs, Take a Breather, because it's such a chill song and I'm quite literally taking a breather when I'm listening to the song. Comparing music to their work in other games, they've got quite the catalog. Blossom Tales seems to be the series she keeps coming back to, showing her adventurous 8-bit tunes. Then we got the Tartarus Key, throwing me for a loop from fun video game music to suspenseful ambient music. I really appreciate their range in genres and love for creating video game music. Lastly, we have Sam Webster and Nick Nosbaum, who create tracks together for Rift. And I enjoy their music in this game in a very strange way I don't experience often. Their music is really mesmerizing, and I'm not quite sure how to process that. One of the songs that I get really entranced by is Hef's Mess, creating this repetitive sound that just bounces around in my head and leads me into following it wherever it'd want me to go. I also find their pieces in Rift to be very interesting, especially when trying to research their backgrounds as musicians. Sam Webster had composed music for other games as well. One of my favorites would be for a niche game console, the Playdate, or a game called Faraway Fairway, which is just a golfing game, but the soundtrack is just so chill and makes me want to chill on a hammock outdoors as the clouds roll by on a summer day. Then when I was researching these two dudes, Nick Nosbaum had also helped with Faraway Fairway, which just shows that both of these dudes are really chill with each other, I'm assuming. But when researching Nick, it was really difficult to find other games that he's worked on. In fact, I actually found some short indie films that he had made music for. The only thing I could find with a working website was the short film 46. And even though his composition was short here, it really sets the mood of the film perfectly. Oh my gosh, these two people are so cool. Let's do a conclusion here. Rift of the Necrodancer is the most unique rhythm game I've ever experienced. Sure, I played games with 4 lanes, but a 3-lane rhythm game that needs an insane amount of sight reading while also understanding basic music theory. Kinda hurts my brain. Though I do struggle with the game at times, it is a learning process and I enjoy learning how to hit notes and what I'm reading on screen. I definitely recommend Rift of the Necrodancer for anyone looking for a good challenge. And for any returning fans of Crypt of the Necrodancer, the final boss song is as good as you'd think it'd be. Now before I almost get into spoiler territory, watch me beat my friend's high score. Woo! Easy game! Alright, now watch me beat this other score. No, hold on. Almost. God damn. Hey, thanks for checking out the video. I was kinda hyped finally making a rhythm game video. I love rhythm games. And the indie rhythm game scene has kinda been popping off with a lot of good beat banger hits as of lately. I do have another video in the works right now, and it may or may not be a sleeper indie game that may have been featured in this video. Keep an eye out with the next month. Wink wink. Aside from that, I'm unsure on whether to continue or even start on that long-term VR chat project. I have footage and audio recorded. Editor's note, I accidentally deleted the audio recording, but I might just create a separate channel for it on my own time or something along those lines. On this channel, I'll just focus on messing around with creating personal reviews, video essays on these sort of things. Who knows? Maybe I might start streaming more again and throw some stream highlights in here. Just brainstorming out loud here. But hey, thanks for sticking around. If you have any recommendations, feel free to leave a comment, maybe a like, who knows, be a sub, or pop a follow on my Twitch. I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.